Good morning and welcome to Concordia University's LEADtalk. My name is Professor Steve Van Oostenbrugge. I work at Ann Arbor in the business department, and thank you for being here. It's my pleasure to be here as well. One of the things that I would like to talk about today is kind of a continuation from Dr. James Pingle's LEADtalk when he spoke of, the creation of the mission and the vision. That was about a month ago, I believe, that he had that particular talk. I want to kind of continue a little bit about that. I think the purpose of a mission and vision is very important in the world of leadership, and that's kind of what I wanted to share with you today, some of my experiences and some of the things that I believe are very important when it comes to mission and vision. Kind of the ideas of what I'm getting at, or some of the things that I would like to talk about and bring up was, in my experience with working with small, medium, and large companies, talking to the CEOs and talking to upper management, I realized that many leaders, many people in positions of management and leadership really don't know what the difference was or is between mission and vision. And in the world of leadership, I find that kind of troubling. Just the idea that if your boss, if your leaders within an organization do not really understand the difference between a mission and a vision, then that almost makes me question as to, if they're considered a leader, how can I follow them? Where are they bringing me? So we want to talk about the definition very briefly. I'm not going to get into the creation of it. Like I said, that was done previously. But to also kind of highlight, what is it that employees, for instance, can see within the world of the mission and the vision? How is it that leaders can help those employees along, bring them along the path that they're trying to create, the vision that these leaders see in order for them to kind of bring the organization, the employees, and everyone else along with it, all the stakeholders. So from that point, we're going to kind of talk also, as well as if a leader is, supposedly in charge of this vision, is it possible that they can be lost, or can they lose their way? And if so, how do they kind of find their way back? What can they do? Who can they talk to about this? And then last is, can leaders follow as well? So those are kind of the topics I want to kind of apply to the concepts or the ideas of mission and vision. So firstly, and again, I'm being very, very general. I'm not getting into, the references and the literature regarding mission and vision. I know that there is a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of research out there that will go into great depths about the creation of what is the components of mission and vision. That's not what we're getting at today. So in a general sense, and I guess from this discussion today, I just wanted to talk, or at least provide a generalized description of what mission and vision is. For the sake of this discussion, I assume, or I make the case, that mission is what is going on a daily basis. It is the day-to-day activities. It is the ability for a company to actually describe to a stakeholder, what is it that we do on every given day? Why am I here? Why am I in existence? Whereas the vision portrays this future point and this future time. And this is where the challenge comes from a lot of leaders. How is it that they are able to provide this story, this visual picture of what the future may bring? I would like to believe that, if there was ever an invention for the crystal ball, for instance, we could read about it in the fantasy world and everything, but trying to figure out what's actually going to happen in the future is an impossibility. Only the Lord knows what's going to happen in the future. So how can leaders paint this picture to their employees within an organization of where they want to go? That's a challenge. And it's one that I believe some managers, some leaders probably try to avoid, which is where we get back to some of my experiences in talking to CEOs and leadership, that they really don't know or don't want to see the difference between mission and vision. So when we look for a future event, kind of the purpose of a vision in an organization is where the leader or those in position of power have the ability to show in visuals, in text-based, in many different mediums to their employees and to their stakeholders of where they want to bring this organization in the future. Where are they going? I think that's very important to an organization, just for the fact that if you are an employee and you come to this organization on a daily basis, why are you there? If you are there purely to punch the time card to start to stop on every given day just to receive a paycheck, okay, but then what type of value do you provide for the organization? Are you a contributing member to this organization? In other words, are you assisting this organization in achieving what its goals or objectives might be? When we talk about mission and vision, I kind of draw this picture of the mission is where we are today, the vision is where we are going in the future. And we have these steps that kind of help us get there. It's almost like knowing I'm very tired, I want to go to sleep, and I know my bedroom's upstairs. So that's where I want to go, but here is where I am today. And I need to climb these steps to get to my bedroom. And each of these steps are goals. Each of these further movements ahead are one step closer for me to achieve my goal. So when we're talking to the employees about what it is, they then can see what they contribute on a daily basis, what they contribute on their mission to achieve the vision. And that's very important for leaders to show that, to highlight that with the employees and say, this is why you are doing what you are doing in the organization. Regardless of what position you hold in the company or the organization, this is why you're there. This is why we hired you. So there's plenty of benefits to the idea of an economic, positive atmosphere for the for the employees, but it's also to help that company achieve, which is kind of a win-win situation. So when we try to accomplish all that, when a leader tries to do that, there may be times where the leader might lose their way. They may kind of figure out, it's like, well, I'm moving in this direction, we've been moving in this direction, and life happens. We can't plan for everything. We really don't know what's going to take place tomorrow. So we have different plans, the strategic plan, which is the big plan, the tactical plans, we're getting a little bit more narrow, operational plans and contingency plans. And there's no way that we can create enough contingency plans or know what's going to happen to plan. We just can't. So what happens when the leaders get lost? Again, in some of the experiences that I've had in corporate America, I realized that leaders, when they hold that position, seem to believe that if they don't know the answers, they're not allowed to ask for help. And I think that's a very sad state of affairs in many organizations, where if the leaders lose their way or they're not sure of what to go or where to go or how to get there, that they don't know who to ask. And we can talk about mentors, we can talk about training aspects. But if you're the leader, have you ever considered, for instance, of speaking to your subordinates, speaking to your employees? At the end of the day, regardless of who it is that you speak to, regardless of what the problem might be that you're trying to address or handle, you are still the decision maker. That leader still has to make the decision. And with prayer and with counsel, counsel can be your employees. So if myself as a leader, if I'm asking my employees about their opinions on something, this does a couple of things in an organization. First off, it provides a value to the employees, gives them a vested interest, for instance, in the ability to provide counsel to their leaders, to their bosses, to their managers. At the same token, the manager and leader may not know everything, so those employees may have some different skills and experiences that they don't. So listening to them, and guess what? The leader is still making those decisions at the end of the day. Regardless of whether or not they take the opinions of the employees, it is still counsel. It still can provide it. So to put this back into perspective, kind of wrap this all up, the vision provides a destination. And the path to get there is wrought with, bumps and bruises and, sidetracks and dirt roads and whatever else, impedance to get there. It's not just the leader's responsibility to achieve that. they are the ones that are bringing you there. They are the ones who have to paint the picture of what the finish line looks like. But don't discount the idea that those other employees and other people within the organization have the ability to help you achieve that goal. So again, understanding what it is that we do on a daily basis can help us achieve what we hope to be in the future. And in between the mission and the vision, there are a lot of areas where leaders can grow as well as getting their employees to grow as well in this process. So again, as we look at these two, as we create missions and visions and we do what is needed to get to the future, remember that there's a lot of people around there that want to achieve the same goals as you do. So again, thank you very much for having me. I hope you enjoyed this, and good luck on your future plans. Thank you.